You ready?
Let's do it.
All right, man. Let's thank this woman of the night. Hey, welcome to week 2 edition of the Revolution at the Ruben Yanez Fantasy Football League. All right, let's start off with the week 2 scores.
Starting off, we got the Reservoir Dogs versus Nightman. Currently, Nightman is leading 107 to 90.
All right, looks like the highest score for the Reservoir Dogs is Cam Newton with 29 points, 335 yards, 3 touchdowns, and an interception. Nightman, on the other hand, has a pretty balanced attack, but the highest score is Stephon Diggs with 9 receptions, 120 yards, and 2 touchdowns. He is a beast.
Oh, yeah. Great accusation in the draft, if I do say so myself. The next game, we got the San Jose Party Foulers versus the Alabama Crackheads. Currently, the Alabama Crackheads is leading 69 to 44.
Now, the San Jose Party Foulers still have a player to go, but they have a bounce attack. They got a 0 in there with Grimble, but the high score is, in fact, Tom Brady with 16 points, 234 yards, and 2 touchdowns. The Alabama Crackheads have Deshaun Jackson, who has been just astonishing. 4 receptions, 129 yards, and a touchdown. And still got Jordan Howard in Chicago on tomorrow night.
Yes, that was a good pickup, good waiver wire pickup for Deshaun Jackson. Then we got the champion, San Francisco Shabooms versus the Cucamonga Cracker Killers.
Now, this one was close. It was close for a long time, and then right at the end, it wasn't close.
No.
Patrick Mahomes came in there with 326 yards and 6 total touchdowns. And you still got Tyler Lockett tomorrow night at Chicago. Now, for the Cucamonga Killers, the highest scorer was, in fact, Phillip Rivers, who got 23 points, 256 yards, and 3 touchdowns. Now, that was extremely respectable. Unfortunately, it wasn't enough because he still got to 98.
That's right. And currently, the champion is leading 121 to 98. So, this is one cracker that's killing this Cucamonga. Next, we got the Flying Graysons versus C Plus LMAO. 58 to 131.
Now, the Flying Graysons, this time around, has less than stellar performance, and Andrew Luck, who is still very respectable at 178 yards, 2 touchdowns, and 2 interceptions. Now, C Plus LMAO has Kirk Cousins out there with 34 points, 425 yards, 4 touchdowns, interception, except that he tied.
That's true. Next, we got the South Hayward Alfredo Pollos versus the Sac King Trolls. Now, currently, the South Hayward Alfredo Pollos is leading 93 to 54.
Yeah, with Michael Thomas leading the way with 19 points, with 12 receptions, 89 yards, and 2 touchdowns. Now, so far, there are 93 points to the 54 points that the Sac King Trolls, but the Sac King Trolls still have the quarterback in Russell Wilson tomorrow night against Chicago. Other than that, T.Y. Hilton
Yes.
of Indianapolis with 7 receptions, 83 yards, and a touchdown with 15 points.
And last, but certainly not least, we got the Hayward Huff and Puffs versus the 94th and Jacob Mobsters. Currently, the Mobsters are leading 116 to 108. Sorry.
Now, out of all the matches, this one is actually done, and it was in fact a heartbreaker. With pretty much coming, the victory came in the last play of Sunday Night Football, with Ingram taking the touchdown for the 94th and Jaka mob. But other than that, Todd Gurley, 42 yards rushing. He had several more receiving, but he had 3 touchdowns overall, which was just enough to get 116. The Hayward Huff and Puffs got Matt Breida, who out of nowhere came out in today's game between the San Francisco 49ers.
Sure did.
And Detroit Lions. But he got 23 points with 11 attempts, 138 yards, and a touchdown, which was absolutely stellar.
That was fantastic. Absolutely. Great pickup. Great pickup. But this is what you get for drafting Antonio Gates. So
In this edition of best and worst performances, the best performance actually goes to AJ Green, who had 3 receptions, 69 yards, and 3 touchdowns. And it actually came early because it was on Thursday Night Football, where every time he touched the ball, it was a touchdown. And that's why he gets this week's best performance. Now, the worst performance, of course, was Gronk, with only 2 receptions and 15 yards and 1 measly point because his team couldn't even win the game. Now, last week he had a ton of yards, a touchdown, and it looked like he was going to have a monster year. And then I remember what you said, that he was going to have a crap year, and then he comes and does this. And I'm not sure what to think now. We'll see.
yeah, man. We'll see. It's still early. It's only week 2, guys. We still got 14 more weeks for this whole entire season. So, anything could change. Anything.
Right. In this edition of All Over That Bench, where we have one player that did extremely well, but it didn't matter because you benched him.
That's right.
My choice for today was Chris Hogan from New England, who got 16 points with 3 receptions, 42 yards, and 2 touchdowns. But it was all over your bench. Who you got?
Terrible. I got Robbie Gould. He was perfect. He had 3 PATs and 3 field goals for 15 points, but all over that bench. I don't know why you didn't put him in. What's wrong with you?
Oof.
It's ridiculous. Absolutely ridiculous.
All right, now it's time for the show where we do That Motherfucker That Helped No One. This is where we talked about a player who's unrostered, will probably remain unrostered for multiple reasons. The first one being most of the time they suck, but sometimes they do good. And if you pick them up, good luck to you. This week, my choice is Chris Ivory, who got 2 attempts for 7 yards and a touchdown. He took out 9 points, but again, that may not be impressive, but a lot of people could have used those 9 points. Who you got, Tone?
I got O.J. Howard. He had 3 receptions for 96 yards for a total of 16 points, but that motherfucker helped nobody. Literally nobody. Nobody saw that he was going to have this monster day, though. So, these motherfuckers are either hit or miss week in, week out. So, it's really a crapshoot.
Fitzmagic.
Yeah, Fitzmagic twice. Oh, okay. Let's see, week 3.
I'm still taking Winston. All right, now it's time for the open segment where this week we're actually going to talk about Vontae Davis, who decided that he was going to retire from the NFL. Except, get this, he made his decision at halftime in today's game.
Yeah, it's being said that during the game, right at halftime, it just hit him like really hard. He was like, I shouldn't be here, so I'm out of here. Peace. I retire. He literally took off his uniform and just cut.
Now, I'm actually pretty torn in this subject because I want to say that I respect his decision because I do. I just think that he should have decided that in preseason. He should have decided that at the latest before this game. Just because now you wasted a roster spot, the team could have used that, and if you're not ready, you should have let them know. I don't care if you want to retire. It's a violent sport, and if you shouldn't be there, you know that. Why did you do it at halftime? For that, I will lightweight consider you a quitter, but I do respect the decision that you're a quitter. But, don't hurt your head. I get it.
Damn, that's true. Well, I think it's a little bit deeper than that. I think he sees himself on a terrible team, and he doesn't want to play anymore. Can't ask for a trade, and he can't be asked to be cut. So he's like, F it. I'm retiring, and I don't care. Peace. You know, like he knows that he's on a terrible team. This is like the second week that the Buffalo Bills get scored on the whole time. Philip Rivers and the
Repeatedly.
Chargers, yeah, repeatedly, and they made Philip Rivers like a top 10 quarterback this week.
That is true. Well, he may feel like he doesn't belong out there, but the rest of the defense they look like they don't belong out there. But that's coaching and talent.
Yeah, I can see why you call him a quitter because he basically quit on that team. He was a veteran presence on that team. He was supposed to be like the mentor of that defense, and he just quit on him. That's unfortunate.
All right, it's time for the Monday night preview. Let's see, it's going to be the Seattle Seahawks at the Chicago Bears. Now, the over-under on this is 43.5 points, while the Bears are favored at 3.5. Now, I have the Bears winning at 21-10 because I have the defense just dominating the defense because Baldwin is out. So the wide receiver core in Seattle was already thin. They rely a lot on Russell Wilson and his ability to run and to basically throw it to Doug Baldwin. I know Tyler Lockett puts in some really good catches out there, and so do the other receivers that they have. He does spread it around, but his main guy has always been Doug Baldwin. That's why he is the number one receiver there. But there's 52 on the other side, and just like Aaron Rodgers, who almost stopped playing this season because he just got carted off the field because of 52 single-handedly took over that game. I think he's gonna do it again. He's gonna do it again, and Russell Wilson won't get away too many times. I think he'll still do enough to get some points. That's why I think they're gonna score 10. But I think that all in all, they won't have enough, and the defense will just take over the game. And basically, of those 21 points, I actually think one of them will come from the defense. Not that I don't think that Trubisky will do a lot, but I think he's going to get a lot of help, and they will score some. But, like I said, 21-10 Bears.
Yeah, I would have to agree. I think Chicago's going to be all over Russell. And they're just going to shut down the running game, whatever running game they have, and then they're going to shut down all their the receiving core. But yeah, I think Khalil Mack's going to give Russell Wilson some problems tomorrow night.
You want to give us a score?
Shoot, I don't know. Let's see here. Let's go. Let's go 30-20. I really don't care. I don't. No. I don't give a shit. Sorry. I'm sorry, dude. I can't. Like 20. What'd you say? 22 to.
I said 21-10.
21-10.
21-10.
You think the defense is good enough against Chicago's offense?
I think so.
Yeah, to just hold them to 21.
No, I think that Trubisky's gonna suck so hard that they're all gonna squeak off.
Just 21 points.
I think he'll be good to throw a dumb pass at somebody that will just magically walk into the end zone. I think that Jordan Howard will single-handedly carry most of the drives and get another score. And I think that Khalil Mack is going to scoop up after he just, murders the quarterback. And he's just going to run it in by himself. I think he's gonna bat a bunch of passes. I think he's gonna even spread. He's gonna spread into coverage, and take some fools out that way.
True.
I think they're gonna try to take what they think is gonna be a good matchup against old 52, and I think 52 is gonna be the one to exploit it. And the Seattle Seahawks are gonna do nothing. I think the 10 points is gonna be just on Seabass, because
Then where's that?
It's got a leg, and it's gonna be a long one.
I know, but so where's the touchdown coming from for the Seahawks?
The touchdown?
Yeah, because if it's on if it's on Janikowski, that's 3 points automatically.
Oh, wow. Russell's just gonna run it.
He's gonna run it in.
He's gonna run it, and he's gonna throw it to whoever. Who's gonna be the real motherfucker that helps nobody, because he's gonna throw it to someone that's not Doug Baldwin. He's gonna throw it to someone who the fuck knows.
Oh, he'll throw it to Disley.
Disley, yeah, he'll throw it to that guy again.
He'll throw it to Disley.
Throw that guy again. If you want to pick him up, fuck it, go ahead, man.
Yeah, he'll throw it to Disley. Yeah, I agree on that score. 21-10. I will have to agree.
So I mean, and the over under at 43.5. I don't think 43.5. No fucking way. If they were playing Madden, sure.
Sure.
But they're gonna play a real game where both teams are playing on name legacy alone. Like, you hear the Chicago Bears, you think defense, and they haven't had a good one in forever.
Yeah, I know.
And now they have Khalil Mack, and he is it. So, we'll see. And then, the Seahawks, they've been playing on the coattails of the Legion of Boom forever, and they've been broken up. Yeah. That's like no disrespect, but Journey is out there touring with someone who's not the lead singer.
Yeah, it's not Steve Perry.
Arnel Pineda, no disrespect, extremely talented. I would definitely pay money, American, to go see him in concert. But the point stands.
Yeah.
They're out there, and it's not him, so it's not the same. So, no one's in Legion of Boom anymore. Everyone just assumes that the defense is going to do something because it's the Seattle defense.
Yeah.
And I will always give it the crowd, the number 12. Yeah. The 12th man, always definitely a factor in Seattle. But this game is in, I think this game is in Chicago. So, I'm going to throw that out the window. And Soldier Field, the field sucks.
That's an old field.
The field sucks.
That's very old.
So, for those reasons, 21-10, over-under, no way, Bears win, they cover. And for that, we'll see you week 3.